stage they come. Papers to blaze the punk. Police on the beats we run. High rise, you're not equal chump. I'm above, you're below us all.
As a technical support escalation engineer, but not now. I was in Microsoft and I was a escalation engineer there, and of course my responsibility to contact the clients and enterprises and of course the solution architects who is actually trying to deploy the solution in Microsoft Azure. And the thing is, don't ever think that when you are trying to implement a solution in Microsoft Azure, things cannot go wrong. Yes. Because I heard people say, hey Harsh, you are Microsoft. I mean, you are in Microsoft and Microsoft takes all the responsibility about these tools and implementation and everything. I said, no, not at all. We provide hardware infrastructure. We provide services to you, but it is your responsibility and your engineers and architects' responsibility to check out the solution, whether it is feasible to you, whether it is really good for your organization, whether it can save money or not. And once you agree with all the terms and conditions within Microsoft, but again, these terms and conditions are quite under SLA, which is Service License Agreement. And once you agree with all these things, you can definitely go ahead and implement the solution. And usually they do. And once they find trouble, once they find problems, they contact Microsoft support most of the time, or they start looking some Google search and try to check with the forums, some other people, some different websites where they can post their questions and people are giving answers to them. But I think in all of these scenarios, I'm sure that especially the guys who is currently working in the organization, they already know the logs. The logs are very, very important for the people who is actually diagnosing or try to review the issue and get up to the root cause of that problem. Am I right? So similarly, in Microsoft Azure, things can go wrong. And of course, once things go wrong, you need to know what are the right logs you need and how you can start reviewing those logs. And of course, there are certain parameters you need to go into those logs and check out certain keywords that, okay, maybe try to find DDoS protection, maybe try to find, for example, what else? Permissions. Maybe we can find access control list, or maybe we can find conditional access. All of these different kind of services or the solutions implementation in Microsoft Azure gives you a kind of hints that, okay, there's a problem. You need to check this, this, and this, and accordingly start reviewing your solution and then resolve the issue as soon as possible. So guys, when we talk about these all things, we always think about the logs. So right now, we are going to touch base the very first topic in Microsoft Logs, or Microsoft Azure Logs especially, that is called Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs. Hello guys, my name is HarshArena, and in this video, we are going to learn more in AZ-104 certification about this Azure Monitor. Now, what is Azure Monitor and how it can help you? Why I'm smiling, because Azure Monitor is not a small service. It actually includes lots of different kind of logs, and you need to be aware all of these logs. And why you need to do that? Because it doesn't matter whether you are in security domain, DevOps domain, or maybe infrastructure domain. All of these domains require logs, and these all logs are actually coming into Azure Monitor. So guys, sit back there, try to learn with me, and I will give you, not just the theoretical concept about these topics. I will try to clarify all the questions, especially when you go into the real world and try to find the solution. And I will also tell you at the end of the series that how you can start reviewing these logs and check the specific keywords to troubleshoot the issue and resolve the things very, very soon. And in terms of, when organization is expecting you to deal with the things in a very quick manner, you need to be aware about all these things. So guys, in this video, we're going to start with the understanding of Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs, because whenever you create any resource in Microsoft Azure, it does come with a diagnostic settings. Now, why it is important to you? Because guys, when you implement a solution, and let's say if anything goes wrong during the time of implementation, This log can get you there exactly what happened, why the thing has been blocked. If let's say if I applied some security rules on a specific resource and I really want to know what happened, why my web server is not able to communicate to XYZ server, then yeah, certainly these diagnostics logs can give you very much, in detail, in depth knowledge about what happened and during the time of access your resource, what kind of process been going on in the back end, and just all of these kind of information you really required to find the root cause and resolve the problem. Similarly, guys, in all these diagnostics logs, each and every resource is included, just like I mentioned earlier. So all these resources does not have a common parameters. Just remember, each and every different resource has different kind of logs collection options. So you need to check carefully. And of course, it does come with certain kind of concerns because money is involved here as well. I'll tell you how and why the money is involved in diagnostic log, but these are very important logs in terms of troubleshooting any problem if you encounter during the time of implementation in Microsoft Azure. Right after we understand this topic, guys, we will also try to learn how we can implement this particular solution or service in Microsoft Azure resources. Of course, I will tell you via all the options right now available for us in Microsoft Azure. One, via UI, which is pretty easy. Go and just click few things and things are ready for you. And we will also go through the PowerShell. Those are script lovers, and I'm sure that many organization is looking for the automation solution. So maybe you really like to create a script and submit that script to your superiors or your managers, and maybe you want to implement that particular script directly to your resources. So I think it is going to be really helpful to you. And of course, the last option, if you don't like to follow Azure PowerShell way to implement your solution in terms of automation, you can also use Azure CLI. Now guys, apart from that, what other things you need to be aware? Because just like I said, Azure Monitor does include many other things, because here in Microsoft Azure, we have two kind of resources. One is called compute resources and another is called non-compute resources. What is compute resources? The best example is virtual machine. What are non-compute resources? The best example is network security group as an example. So guys, these one can really help you to find out the problems and try to fix the issue in a very quick manner. And don't worry, after we discuss about the diagnostic logs in this particular video, we will also try to cover in upcoming time activity logs. Although I'll give you a very quick brief idea about what is activity logs, how it is going to help you. We will also going to talk about guest logs in this video, and the last one we have is application log. Apart from the guest log, we also have a host logs. Both are quite a little bit similar, but I'll give you the again details that how it is going to help you to find out the real problems and how you can move to fix them as soon as possible. So guys, let's move, and I have a surprise for you. So let's move to the next topic. First, let's understand what is Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs. So before to move forward in Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs, and we like to know more about it, I like to announce two important things for you. Not announce, one is just a wish and second is the announcement. So first is, guys, wish you a very, very happy Deepavali. And I'm sure that you have really enjoyed with your family and all the loved ones. And I wish I would be a part of your family as well. But don't worry, all the best wishes are for you. And I know and I'm sure that you are really putting so much efforts to learn and give the examination so that you can validate your knowledge, as well as you can do wonders in your, or wonders in the sense, set some milestones in your job roles as well. And another is an announcement. Today is my birthday, guys. So wish me a very happy birthday. So happy birthday to me, Harsh. This is what I like to tell to myself, and I'm making videos for you as well because I have a very strong connection with you, and I know that some of you, not everyone, but some of you really would like to congratulate me on my birthday. So thank you so much in advance. And guys, I'm so happy about all of you that you are with me, connected with me and learning things with me. So this is the announcement I'd like to make, and I'm really so happy to be a part of a small family with all of you guys. So guys, you all are super awesome to me. Cheers to all of you, and I'm sure you are enjoying your life. Keep doing that, and don't forget, keep learning. All right guys, now let's back and start learning more about Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs. So first of all guys, whenever we talk about any logs in Microsoft Azure, just know one thing. It all starts from one point or one word called Azure Monitor. So whatever the logs you are really trying to find in Microsoft Azure, simply go to Azure portal, type in search monitor, and all the logs are right in front of you in one place. That's why we call it's a comprehensive solution of collecting, analyzing, acting all these logs, so that you can use this telemetry information and make some sense about the problem you're facing, or maybe you're trying to just get the information, not trying to resolve the issue. Again, these logs is gonna help you, because here you have all sort of capabilities to analyze these logs very well and pretty well. Don't worry, before to do the practical today, I will show you where you can find all these things. Now, after you understand that Azure Monitor is a one place or one solution in for the logs in Microsoft Azure, the second thing, whenever we talk about diagnostics logs or resource logs, guys, we call now these all kind of logs like activity logs, diagnostics logs, or a tenant log, whatever, like Azure ID, Azure AD, sorry, sign-in activity logs. All these logs we consider as a part of platform logs. Now, in the platform logs, you would have a couple of other things as well that you need to know, which is not mentioned here, but you need to be aware. For example, now you let's say start implementing or enabling these services in your Microsoft Azure resources. So the one good thing is you need to know where exactly these logs are gonna stored, right? That's a very valid question, because in our Windows operating system, whenever we collecting logs, especially event viewers, I'm sure that most of you already aware about that. In these event viewer logs in in a Microsoft Azure, we call it guest logs. So basically, these guest logs and these event viewer logs, you can save these directly on your hard drive. But where we are going to store and where Microsoft is storing all these kind of logs related to our resources. So guys, for that, we need to know about storage account. Always remember that. We have a storage account, and this storage account will actually bring lots of capability, because here we have, if you remember, we also complete storage related videos. We have a blob storage, right? So blob storage does not understand any kind of file format. It just know 010101. So whatever kind of logs you are actually saving in Microsoft Azure, it has capability, it has a functionality to send all of these logs to the storage account, and in storage account it is going to store in the blob storage. And don't worry, we have approximate up to 35 terabyte of storage, which is too huge for any kind of log, so you don't need to worry. Now, second thing, I'd like to tell you about the logs analytics workspace. We call it logs analytics workspace. So this logs analytics workspace is again gonna somehow using storage account in the back end, and again you can start storing your data directly there. Now, how it is so different with the directly storing your logs in storage account? Because guys, log analytics workspace gives you again additional functionality to analyze logs in a very easy way. That's, I think, is the best word to understand, or you can say in a very interactive way that it can help you to power up with the Power applications inside Microsoft Azure. Maybe you like to attach your logs analytics workspace with the Power BI. I think you're getting my point here, because you like to review the interactive way of reviewing these logs or analyzing these logs, and log analytics workspace is going to be really helpful to you in that scenario. The third way, when we collect these kind of logs, we have third option is called Event Hub. Now, the question is, what is Event Hubs here? Guys, I don't know how many of you actually heard about SIEM solution. I'm not going to tell you the full form. Find out by yourself what is SIEM solution. But yeah, just to tell you what is SIEM solution, at least this I can tell you what is that. So SIEM solution actually is collecting all sort of kind of security related activities and store that into one single place, so that you can start again reviewing who actually entered in your network, what things goes outside your network, who is trying to hack your network, who is trying to compromise the passwords, whatever, you know, all these kind of possibility right under one place you can find. Similarly, guys, Event Hub is a kind of a service solution in Microsoft Azure. If you don't like to use Microsoft Azure to analyze your logs, you can also send all of these collected logs right to your own personal solution, or maybe you purchase any third-party, event log analyzer or any kind of solution related to this one. So you can make a connection from Event Hub to that particular service and keep sending those logs to your own services, so that you can start analyzing logs right in front of you the way your organization is looking for. Otherwise, Microsoft still offered you to use all of these logs under one place. Now, this is something you need to be aware in terms of knowledge. Now, the next thing. So guys, next thing is, here you can see we have a couple of different type of logs mentioned right here. One is called tenant log. So the tenants log is all related to the Azure Active Directory, and definitely it's all about the sign-in activities, because tenant log means it doesn't matter whether you are login right here or in some other, within the tenant. It doesn't matter whether you create multiple management groups or whatever. It's just like collecting all of those logs under one place, and it will be really easy for you to review them, that who actually signed in and from which place, and you can also apply security according to that. So these logs can give you much more in detail that where is this information, where this user has signed in. And don't worry, I will show you all of these logs right now after I explain these things. The next thing we have is a subscription logs. So guys, subscription log is all about, I think you understand, whatever we have created in the subscription, whatever we have deleted in the subscription is going to be collected under that place, and the place is activity logs. So activity logs can give you much more insights that who did what inside your subscription. For example, in my organization, I have 3 administrators, and one did something wrong, and another person is really trying to find out who did what about these resources, and subscription log or activity logs is going to help you right there. The third one we have is a resource log. So that's what I'm talking about today, because guys, resource logs you can directly relate to diagnostics logs, because diagnostics logs can give you very much deep dive logs related to that specific resource on which you want to enable this particular service or this particular information. And don't forget, don't think that activity logs are not available for the resources. Yes, it is going to be available, but yeah, maybe we need very much particular and peculiar kind of log information about this resources. Then I think this would be the right solution for you. Now, before to understand this picture, I'd like to show you where you can find in general all these kind of logs in Microsoft Azure, so that you can even know and have at least interested about this topic. Otherwise you feel so bored, and I'm sure I'm really trying level best to entertain you in the video. So let's move, guys, and let's go to my portal. Let's see if I can enable it. Yes, I can do that. All right. Yeah. All right. One more thing. Here's the official link of this platform logs if you really want to go into a little bit more in details, although I explained all these things right for you. But some people really want to know in terms of theoretical concepts, then you can find all this information right under one place. You don't need to go anywhere else. So this is the link, and you can go ahead, and if you really like to learn, you can do that as well. So now let's move to home or Microsoft Azure here. So guys, if you really like to know about Azure Active Directory or sign in, which we call tenant logs, then you need to go to Azure Active Directory. So as soon as you click here, so here we have some tenant ID, right? This is my tenant ID. as you can see right here. So because this is the tenant ID, here you can start reviewing your logs. And right now I'm talking about the monitoring sign-in activity log right here. So sign-in logs, who signed in from which place, here you can find every single information. So last 24 hours, this is the user, HarshArena. What is the IP address? At least let me click on this so that you can get many more information right under this place. So I'm not going to bore you, but just like to tell you, this is the place about your tenant related logs, right? Okay, now second thing is about activity log, monitor, or you can say monitor log. So I just type monitor here. As soon as I type, I have a monitor log. If you go here, you can see that, guys, we have so many different kind of logs available. Don't worry, we will go one by one and try to learn them all. But at the moment, I am talking about activity log. So these activity logs is based on the subscription right here. And here you can find all these operation related logs, who did what, like I deleted the resource group. What was the time? The time is 2 hours ago. So here you can find who deleted this particular user or this email ID. And this is the JSON format where you can find even more details about the interest if you have. And similarly, you can also create an alert rule so that if somebody trying to achieve this, trying to delete this resource, you will be notified and you can at least tell that person, hey, please don't delete. This is really important for us. It's a production one. So you can tell all these things to that guy. Similarly, you can also find the another thing, like if anything goes wrong or it's been having some issue, you can also just check out the issue, like audit policy action. So what was the issue? Not the change history is not a good thing for me. JSON would help me to find out more. Let me try to see if I can find something interesting for you quickly. Otherwise, no worries. I really highly request all of you to go through and check. Yeah. Here is the error message. Here's the entity. So this policy, because of that policy issue, I'm not able to update the storage account creation thing actually. So similarly, the JSON format can help you a lot in terms of managing your resources. So I think you get some idea that where you have to go and find out those solutions for you. So let me go back to my presentation. And guys, now, after we understand we have three kind of logs, and obviously diagnostic log, I do not talk more in this particular section. Don't worry, I will explain and I will tell you why you need to enable that. But at the moment, you need to understand very important thing, that there are two kind of resources or kind of logs we have. One, we have compute resources, which I already told you, like Azure Virtual Machine. Another one we have is non-compute resources like NSG, Network Security Group. Now in both of these things, let's talk about first non-compute resources. So here you can see that, guys, we have activity log. Now this is the subscription based logs. So any single resource you have created inside Microsoft Azure, you can find activity logs. Second thing, diagnostic log. Now activity log can just tell you the operations. Okay, who did what happened, what was the time, whether any policy has been applied or not, all this sort of information in activity log. It does not give you in-depth knowledge about that specific or particular service related information or service related logs. Guys, for that you have to enable diagnostics logs, and that's exactly we are going to do today. Now, apart from that, we have a compute resources where we can see a little bit more logs opportunities we have to enable in these kind of options. So first, activity logs, just like I said, it's a subscription based and it is always going to be available for you. Second, we have guest OS and host VM. Host VM and guest OS means host VM is all about like Windows logs, like Linux logs. So that's the host VM. What kind of logs it is going to be collected in terms of Microsoft Azure. Now, once it is identified in the host VM that, okay, this is a Linux VM or Windows VM, then it start collecting guest OS logs from your operating system. Now, the good thing is you can save these guest logs and all this information to the storage account. You can know, you need to know that. But what the other thing you need to be worried is about the cost management, because your organization don't want to copy the same data into two places. Why I'm saying it like this? Because guys, guest OS related like application logs, like your Windows logs, maybe your other services related logs is already available inside your operating system. Why you like to copy the same thing to the storage account again? Because you are here storing your data into the hard drive on Microsoft Azure, and you are copying the same guest OS to storage account. So see, it's not about the recommendation, but it's a suggestion. If you really worry about your cost management, please don't do that. You can simply go to the operating system inside and start reviewing your logs in your way. But in a bigger enterprise organization, they like to consolidate all these kind of logs and put it in under one single place. In that case, guys, I have no problem to synchronize or enabling your guest OS logs within Microsoft Azure. So that's what the hint, a tip I like to give you here about the guest logs. Now, the last one we have is application logs. So obviously, guys, if you are running any web application or any sort of kind of softwares inside your Windows, and you like to collect that log as well inside your storage account, yes, you can do that without any issue with the help of guest OS. And maybe you have a question. Okay, Harsh, what about the diagnostic log? Can we enable the diagnostics logs on a VM? Yes, guys, you can enable the diagnostics logs on a VM as well in compute resources, and that's exactly we are going to do today. So if you really want to know many more things about a dedicated resource, or obviously in our example we have virtual machine, you can simply use diagnostics logs and enable it on that VM, and you are good to go to review or analyze that information. So I hope, guys, you get this section a little bit informative, and if you have any confusion, please write in the comment section. I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. And apart from that, let's go to Azure portal and learn more about where you have to go and what is more about Azure Resource Diagnostics Logs, and what are the ways we can simply use to enable this service or feature in Microsoft Azure. Alright, so we are on the Azure portal, and now we are going to start learning that how we can enable the Azure Resource Diagnostics settings so that we can collect the necessary logs based on the resource. So one thing, guys, I need to tell you that don't think that there is any single place in Microsoft Azure that you can simply go there, choose your diagnostic settings, and it will be automatically enabled to all of the resources running in Microsoft Azure. No. Always you have to keep in your mind that if you really like to enable the resource diagnostics logs, so you have to go to each and every individual resource in a resource group and enable them one by one. So here, as an example, let me go to the resource group just for your reference. If I click on resource group, you need to choose the right resource group. So here I have HA as an example. And guys, here you can see I have a couple of logs available. I have virtual network, I have virtual machine, network security group, public IP address, network interface, disk, and storage account. So for me and for Azure, these are individual resources. So whenever you create a virtual machine, automatically most of these resources been created automatically. But again, there is no way you can simply enable diagnostic setting on one place and automatically enable on all of these individual or independent resources. So if you really want to enable them, you have to choose one by one and enable the diagnostic setting just to collect logs. And how you're going to achieve that, we are going to take a couple of different examples. So we are going to start with the UI first, and it is very, very easy. What you have to do here, guys, you have to simply go to the virtual machine as an example. I'm in the virtual machine now. And yeah, one thing again you need to remember that you need to create another storage account or a special storage account within the same location, because sometimes people confused that, Harsh, if I created my storage account in, let's say, central US or central India, whether this virtual machine can use that storage account? No, you have to choose the same region or Azure region or like the storage account where you have created this virtual machine. So at this moment, if you like to enable the diagnostic setting via UI, it's very easy. Simply drag down a little bit, scroll down, and here under monitoring, you can find diagnostic settings. If you click here, you can see on the right hand side, I have a couple of information currently in grayed out state because obviously I have not configured guest level monitoring, and I'd like to tell you this is my compute resources. That is why this guest logs option is available for me. Like you can collect like CPU utilization, your network utilization, your RAM utilization, all sort of thing. But yeah, this would be really helpful in terms of gathering lots of information if your VM has been crashed for some reason. Maybe you have installed a web application, and as soon as you start that web application, the VM is keep crashing. So this guest VM agent logs or VM logs can really help you to achieve your desired goal. Now here, just for your reference, if I click on this one, you can see that I have two different storage account created. Obviously you can choose any one of them. Here at the moment I have created manually or like independently, I have created a new storage account with the name of HA storage. So I click on this one and I just need to click or hit enter here or enable guest level monitoring logs. That to be all. That's all you need to do. Now wait for some time, and what it will do for you, it will enable the logs and start transferring all the logs from the machine directly to the place. And here, as you can see, these performance counters, these logs, these crash dumps, syncs, agent, these all things in information is going to be stay available for you. And then you can start reviewing and start analyzing whatever the problem you faced during the time of the implementation. So guys, you have to do this. Otherwise, you cannot find much more detail about what is happening on that particular virtual machine. Now, I don't know what kind of question do you have, but let me just help you here that as soon as we enable this one, what it does for us as well, it actually installed an extension. And where you can find that extension, let me find out for you. This extension here right now, no extension been found. Obviously it's right now not available. So after we reboot this machine, you can also find there's an agent installed on this virtual machine inside this virtual machine. Whenever you go via RDP, go to control panel and you can find a specific agent has been installed, which is responsible for to collect all this information and send to Microsoft Azure diagnostic place so that you can start reviewing all the information. So as you can see, you can start configuring your performance counter, but if you like to see, you can definitely have a see here and gather more details, logs, what kind of logs you're looking for. All that information is right here for us, and it's very, very good, and all data is going to be collected into the storage account. So I'm sure that it's very easy for you, and I really want to request you to go to this place and check out how you can enable it and what kind of information is going to be stored, because as you can see, Azure Diagnostic Agent has been already installed on this virtual machine, and that agent is responsible for to send the data to the storage account, and then you can attach that storage account to any other application or any other service which can help you to find out information in an interactive way. So that's a later step, but yeah, you just need to know how you're going to enable the diagnostic logs right on the compute resource. And I'm pretty sure guys, you won't find difficult at all. It's pretty easy. We just select the right storage account and hit enable. That's all. So this is just a simple way to enable the thing for your compute resources. Now let's talk about any other resources right here running in the resource group. So now it is our turn to enable diagnostics logs via Azure PowerShell, and then we will move to Azure CLI. So guys, on the UI, I think you won't find any difficulty. It's pretty simple, straight, go and enable it. Similarly, if we like to show you as an example that what kind of resource we are going to use here, simply to enable the actually diagnostic log. So let's start with the network interface as an example. So here we have HA-web server 900, right? If I click on this one and just if like to show you something, go down below. Here we have diagnostic settings, right? So in this diagnostic setting, you can see that no diagnostic settings is defined. and currently it is gonna be enabled with the one single parameter, that is all metrics. Now the question is how you can enable a diagnostic settings for this particular resource via Azure PowerShell. So guys, the good thing is I have already put all these commands into a single document and upload in the Google Drive for you. You can find the link in the description. Please follow that and keep learning by your way. But here I'm going to show you how we are going to enable via PowerShell first, and then we are going to move with the Azure CLI. So guys, to start with this, we are going to start with review that how many Azure storage account currently we have here. So the command is AZ storage. Yeah, that's what exactly I like to see. Account, that's good. So when I press enter, it will show me that these many storage account is currently available. Because why I run this command, we need to create a resource where we like to store the information or collect all the logs into the storage account. So we are going to choose here HA Diag storage. That's the storage account. And now guys, we have to start reviewing that. Okay, we need to create a variable, because the command to choose the storage account is this one here. We need to go one by one, and the command is like get dash AZ storage account. I hope, yeah, that's working for me. That's good. And after that, the command is storage account name, because we have to choose a storage account name. That's great. And the storage account name here is HADIAG storage, right? And after you give the name, we have to give the name resource group name, right? If you don't forget, we have to give the resource group name, and we have the resource group here. The name is HA. So whatever the resource group you have created, you can use that one. And in the end, we have to choose .id. Now ID, why it is, because it can help us to identify the information whenever we are looking for. So when you press enter, so it means, yeah, seems good to me. Let's try to see whether we can enumerate the information successfully or not. Press enter. That's great. So as you can see, we have in the end HA Diag storage. So our variable is set absolutely fine here. Now the next thing is which resources you like to choose to enable the diagnostic log. So guys, here we are going to choose the network interface, right? The name is HA-web server 900. So for this one, how you're going to create a variable? So the variable name is resource. And after you type the resource, of course, you need to use a equal to get, then after that dash AZ resource. Let me type R as well. Let's see if it is going to recognize.
One possibility I see is source about 14,829 kilometers to your west as the crow flies in, but I don't seem to have any rating info.
Sorry. Siri somehow wake up, and I don't know why she wake up, but anyway, Siri, don't disturb me, please. Thank you. So anyway, the command is resource. I'm sorry about my typo. Disturb me. So resource. Let me type. Oh, resource. Finally, it comes with a resource, and the name of the resources, guys. The name here is HA-web server 900. Right? This is the name of the resource. And after that, you need to give the resource group name. So what would be the resource group name? Is HA. You know the resource group name. And after that, what kind of resource it is? Resource type. This is very important, because if you do not give the information what kind of resource type it is very hard for Azure to recognize or PowerShell to recognize about the identity of that resource. So the resource type here is network interface, right? So Microsoft-network dot of course here is network interfaces. You have to type interfaces, and then same thing, it's pretty simple. And then .id. When you press enter, guys, if everything is good, the thing is going to be set up for us. So just wait. Okay, let's try whether we are good here or not. So type resource, press enter. Yep, absolutely good. You can see that here we can see the information of the network interface, and it's been enabled successfully. So now guys, what we have to do, the last command, we have to enable the diagnostic setting on this resource. And how we are going to do that, the command is -az diagnostic. Yeah, this is the AZ diagnostic setting. And after that, you have to give resource ID. And here the resource ID, if you remember, we create a variable. The name is resource. And after that, we need to just give the information of the storage account, because we have also created the storage account ID, and that is SA. I think you probably remember. And if everything is good, we'd like to enable the settings. So enable, and of course need to type true. And I think in front of that, let's type true with a $sign. So once you type this command, guys, what it does for us, it will enable the diagnostic setting on this particular resource, and you're good to go with the setting. Right now you can see on the UI, no diagnostic settings has been defined, right? When I press enter, see if anything happened here or not. So let's wait, there's a warning. Wow, I think, yep. For me, it seems enabled, because here I can see the status that currently the settings has been enabled for diagnostic on this particular resource. So let's try and refresh this one. Do we have anything or not? Yep, there you go. So guys, this is the service we have enabled, and here is the storage account we have used. And if you like to see more settings in edit, so you can see that right now all metrics has been enabled, and these are the storage account which is required. So it's pretty much simple, and the commands are straightforward, that how you can enable your diagnostic settings on the resources. And I'm sure that you won't find this very difficult. It's simply very easy, and I'm sure that you are really liking to learn from the PowerShell, right? Okay, so guys, this is just the PowerShell. Now if you really want to enable the resources, or I mean diagnostic settings on other resources, you have to follow with the another CLI way. And this time, let's take an example, NSG storage. Let's take a public IP address. It would be really easy. So similarly, if we go to the monitoring diagnostic settings, here you can see, guys, we have diagnostic settings is not enabled. But what I like to show you, we have couple of metrics available here, right? So you can choose which metrics you like to enable. If you like to enable the first one, you can choose that. If you like to enable the second one, or if you like to enable all of them, you can also do that. However, in AZ CLI or Azure CLI, the commands are a little bit different, but the parameters are almost the same. So what we have to do here, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I'm writing here. So type Azure storage. Oh, I need to type. I think it's not going to choose that tab all the time, because tab I really like. It's very easy to use it. But anyway, no worries. And here I like to check first how many storage account we have here, just like we choose in PowerShell. So the command is AZ or AZ storage account -O in table. So that's what the object I like to verify. And there we go. Wow. Table is not supported. Interesting. It should be working according to me, but let me see if I miss anything or not. Oh, there you go. Guys, I missed list. Oh, Harsh, so stupid. Anyway, just press enter here. Yeah, there you go. So guys, this command is also available in the document, so don't worry, but just want to tell you, you need to, I will prepare after this video. I will finish the video and I will prepare the document and I will share with you, all of you, so you don't wait anything and you don't make any mistake. After that, this is what we have identified, and here we have the information of the storage, and of course our storage account is available. Now the second step is we need to create a variable. Now this time, instead of SA, I'm going to use HA as an example, HarshArena. That's simply good for me. And for storage account, the command is, because here we are going to choose this storage account where we can put all of our logs. So yeah, that would be the purpose here. So type the command show, and what will be the name of the storage account is HA DIAG storage, right? It's simple and straight. And after that, we need to enable the query. And after enable the query, we need to type ID because we like that information to be collected. Press enter. Seems good. Yeah, I think it's good. Let me try and type HA if we are able to fetch the information successfully or not. And yep, there you go. I think I'm very happy here. So first thing is done. Now the second thing is we need to set the correct resource on which we like to enable the diagnostic settings in Azure CLI. So for that, guys, instead of resource, I will type HA resource. It's a variable, obviously. You can choose any way you like. Type this one. So the command is AZ space resource show, because I like to see the information. What is the name of the resource here? Guys, the name is HA web server -pubip. I think I don't made any mistake in here, because if you make any mistake, guys, you are not able to find that information successfully. So here you go. You need to give the information of the resource group, and the resource group is HA. And of course, similarly, we need to type resource type, what kind of resource this is. And just like I told you, this is my public IP address, so Microsoft network. And after that, we need to type public IP addresses. Yeah, not just addresses. Here you need to choose this one and then query space ID. So this is the complete command for the resource. And if I press enter, I think it should be good. Yeah, let me try and see if we find any information regarding that resource. That's very good. So finally, we are good to go to simply enable the settings for diagnostic. But guys, in Azure CLI, the settings are a little bit different, and let me take you a little bit in detailed manner, because I like to teach you in above PowerShell example. I do not use complete parameters. I simply enable the diagnostic settings and good to go. But here we are going to choose a specific diagnostic setting that you like to enable, because here you can see we have 4 different kind of diagnostic settings, right? So we are going to choose any one of them and enable the settings. But how we are going to enable the part? So we need to type the command AZ space monitor, because it's a part of monitor, and that's a diagnostic. Oh, I think here need to type, yeah, I forget to type this one, settings, and then you need to create that particular thing. The resource group is resource. What is the name of the resource here? If I am not wrong, is HA resource, right? So type the HA resource for the resource, and then we need to type the name of this particular diagnostic setting. So I'm going to type HA IP test. Now this is the name of this particular diagnostic setting, so don't be confused here. And after that, you need to give the storage account name or the information, especially the variable. So storage account. So once you type the storage account, what was the information here? I think it's HA, right? If I'm not wrong. So type HA, and after that, I'm going to collect the logs. And of course, to complete this process, you need to start with an inverted comma, single inverted comma, and big bracket, because we need to type a kind of a query or the information, or you can say the settings, which is required in AZ CLI. So press enter. We will go into this mode where we are going to type the information. Of course, we need to start this thing with the middle exclamatory mark, and not the exclamatory mark, the brackets, middle brackets. I'm sorry, guys. It's what is the time here? 2 a.m. So I think you understand I'm quite dizzy at the moment. So then we're going to type 2 times inverted commas, and then type category. What is the category we are going to choose here? So again, 2 type inverted commas, and then colon, and then after that you need to type inverted commas DDoS. If you don't know what you have to type, you can review this information. Like here, I'm going to type as an example DDoS protection notification. So DDoS here, protection notifications. Please guys, don't make any spelling mistake, because I'm very bad in that. So don't make any mistake in that. And after that, comma, go to the next category or next information which we need to do that. And of course, we need to enable this rule. So type the settings, and then you need to type true. Here is a comma, that's good. So we would like to enable it. After that, we need to type retention policy. Retention policy, guys, will help us that for how many days you like to keep this information of the logs into the storage account, because if you don't specify that, so it will keep adding the information, and I don't know if you have any concern because it will keep increasing the storage space. So be careful while you give the storage retention policy and retention period. Enable this one, or number of days. That's very important for you. So after that, you like to enable the retention policy. Of course, I like to enable it. So colon, true, comma, and after that, for how many number of days you like to enable it? Oh, sorry, not this one. This one. So days are gonna be set here. How many days we want? Let's think about 4. It would be easy for us, I think. So once you type that, press enter. Oh, 4 is fine. Then close that statement, and after that, close that statement again. Press enter, and with a big bracket, and of course in single inverted comma. Job done. Press enter. So if everything goes good, wow, there is something wrong. Where is misspelled? Okay, diagnostic. Oh, come on. I made a spelling mistake. So guys, you don't make any mistake like this. Okay, so let me try. No, I don't want that, and I want to go. Okay, let me go to diagnostic. Oh yeah, come on guys, you did not tell me I made a mistake in typo. I'm very bad in typo, seriously. You should punish me for that. I'm wasting your 1 minute or maybe couple of seconds. Let me go back to here, because see, I really like the Azure CLI and the PowerShell. If we've made any mistake, we can also find the problem easily. So Azure Monitor Diagnostics settings, I think seems good to me. Press enter this time, and if everything is good, it's gonna show us some, yeah, this is what exactly we like to see. So guys, we are really happy that it has been implemented here. Now it is our turn to go to UI and refresh the screen. That's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm so happy. So as you can see, we have enabled HAIP test. That's exactly the name of the diagnostic settings. And I like to show you that only one setting we have enabled here. So click edit setting, and as you can see, for 4 days is the retention period. This is the DDoS protection notifications, because we have not enabled this for any other one. Because if you like to enable, just keep adding the same kind of parameters there in the command, and you are good to go with the settings. So yeah guys, I mean I'm so happy that finally don't waste so much time and we are able to configure these things successfully. So yeah guys, that to be all for today, and just remember as a review, the diagnostic setting will help you to collect the logs regarding this particular resource, because we need a kind of very minute information that is required to resolve the issue and find the root cause of the problem if a specific resource encounter any issue. So how you want to enable that? This is the way to do that. And now after we sometime when we configure all of these kind of monitoring logs, I will also take you to the place where you can find all of your logs and how you can start reviewing all of these logs successfully in Microsoft Azure. But today guys, that to be all, and I hope you find this video informative and helpful. And guys, I like to tell you one thing, because I like to start a story in the end at the moment, that I left Microsoft because in China because of discrimination, and believe me guys, that's what I feel, and nobody actually damn care about that what I feel. It's just, although they have a diversity and inclusion, and I don't know if anyone of here in this video is watching from Microsoft, please don't mind guys, it's just a personal experience, and this is what I found in China. I don't want to say anything wrong about that, but I don't know it's right or wrong. But anyway, it did hurt me for 2.5 years. And yeah, that's one story I like to share with you. And I will start from where I started and how I ended up with this kind of experience. that I will start sharing from next video. And why I like to share this, because guys, this can help you to learn that I made some mistakes. Obviously I made some mistakes because I should recognize some of these things earlier, but I have not, and I made mistakes to identify those small things. I was a very clear and straight away person, and very clear, very gentle to everyone. That's a bad thing. So I'm still gentle because that's my nature. I like to help everyone. It's not like I have something very informative and I don't want to share with anyone, because that's exactly everybody told me, Harsh, if you have something special about the technology, don't share with anyone. So I don't agree with their statement. I said I like to share with everyone because maybe it can help 1 or 2%, and that's exactly my motto. That's exactly my target, to create these Azure videos. And guys, I need your help to reach these videos to many other people, because you are my marketing people. Please don't mind. And I'm not here for marketing. I'm here to help you. That's all. Simple. But anyway, thank you so much guys for watching this video. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one, and I will try to prepare as soon as possible. So we are also in the way of security videos. I'm working on that, and I'm working on the kind of a very informative content, very serious content, not just prepare the video and job done. No, my responsibility here is to provide you exact information that you can face and you're going to face in your job roles. So guys, once again, happy Deepavali and happy birthday to me. Wish you have a very good day. Take care. Peace. Goodbye.